Hello, everybody. Let's make sure this is working. Looks as if my desktop audio's not coming through. Oh, just a little bit. Let's do a loud. Thing and check. Let's do warp. Yeah, that came through. Sweet. Hello. Welcome to Skyhammer Press. Channel about TTRPGs and, games and one-shots and reviews and things like that. My name is Merrick Moyer. My pronouns are he, him. And tonight I am going to be playing Captain's Log, the solo RPG for Star Trek Adventures by Modiphius Entertainment. Apologies if things are a little bit, odd, coming back from vacation and getting everything working again. If you saw us go live on Saturday, you probably saw our Supernatural one-shot, first part, run by Katie, who plays Jerry in our Hellbreakers campaign, which is currently between seasons. So if you missed that on Saturday, the VOD is actually up on our YouTube channel now, youtube.com/@SkyhammerPress. So you can watch the first episode and get ready because, hey, we're going to be back on Wednesday. Wednesday, this week, August 30th, we will be playing at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, so like the usual time that we go live, and we're going to wrap up this super cool Supernatural story that Katie is running for us. I feel like I'm super close. Want to just lean back a little bit and relax more and not be all up in the camera. I hope I'm not making the mic squeak and scream for you. It's so sensitive. What else is going on? Viva la Resistance. The Achtung Cthulhu sourcebook that I have been talking about for months because I wrote it is real. It exists. It is a physical copy. Woo, I got my copy. I still haven't seen it in stores yet. I'm very excited to see when I can find it locally. And beyond that, we are doing a bunch of other one-shots after Supernatural. We might be doing Sentience 2D20 again with Al Spader. And then we've got Cyberpunk Slice, which is Modern Age by Green Ronin Publishing. We've got Avatar Legends by Magpie Games, Old Gods of Appalachia by Monty Cook Games, and a Viva la Resistance game using Achtung Cthulhu. We're planning to, do those as they seem fun over the next couple of months as we take a break from Hellbreakers and, I work on writing season 3. But what we're here for today is Captain's Log. So a little over a month ago, I rolled up the character that you see before you, and that VOD is up on YouTube. And tonight, I'm going to try my hand at my very first solo RPG mission. So I have read all of these rules, and you know what it's like when you read a bunch of rules, but you haven't yet played the game, and so they're kind of in there, but I will be learning a fair amount as we go. So if you're hanging out in the chat and you have played a solo RPG or Captain's Log and you see me forgetting rules or something, feel free to just throw them out. I want to learn. I want to enjoy this. But yeah, so I guess what we'll do is we will go through the character. So my character is not the captain of this Captain's Log game. They is the chief engineer of the USS Frontrunner. So Chief Engineer Pines is a Romulan who was raised on an Illyrian world which focused on agricultural development. So this story, all of these stories are going to take place post Deep Space Nine and Voyager, and so some of the exciting stuff is that the restrictions on genetically enhanced or modified individuals are being relaxed in Starfleet, and Pines, having grown up on an Illyrian world, had a couple of like minor genetic modifications that sort of made living on the planet more, made it easier for him. So when the Starfleet recruiters came to the Illyrian world and were like, hey, you can totally like join up now, he was all in, very excited. His goal in life is to work on experimental warp drives, and now as the chief engineer of a Cheyenne class Starfleet vessel, which you can see right here. It's the one with the 4 nacelles, but it's a bit like actually a I can't remember if it's I think it's a Constellation class disc, and then 4 nacelles. And so this is exactly where he wants to be until he gets his own command. Like flying experimental ships. That's what he really wants to do. But this is where he is excited to be. One notable thing, on one mission, he was seriously injured when an energy discharge was about to take out an ensign, and he jumped in the way, and so the injury required a genetic prosthesis, replacing quite a significant amount of his throat and vocal cords and so on. And so in his free time, he has been ordered by medical to take up singing to work those muscles. So if you did watch the first Captain's Log where I made this character, I hadn't finalized the values yet. I did that earlier today. So our 4 values are, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit so we can see this. There we go. Yeah, so adapt to the universe. Starfleet is a second home. A good mystery is irresistible, and I make the ship go. In case you haven't guessed, I really like Erica Ortegas from Strange New Worlds, who also makes the ship go. Or, she flies the ship. So our ship, right there, is the USS Frontrunner, a Cheyenne class, scale 4, registry number NCC 71621. It is set up as a first responder for issues out in the Federation. It has extensive shuttle bays, advanced transporters, improved impulse drive, backup EPS conduits, and, as a fun little thing, when the phasers are fired, the hull buzzes. So, we're going to jump right into a mission. And so, I kind of think that in streaming Captain's Log, it's probably more fun, or it's probably better for viewers if you kind of roll through the generating mission type steps. Here, let me go to it. It's page 255, but it's a PDF, so of course we'll skip forward 6 more. Here we go. Generating mission types. So I think if you were actually making a thing of streaming Captain's Log, you'd probably set up your mission and write your Captain's Log before going live, and you'd open with Captain's Log, yada 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 yada, and then you start rolling through the mission. That's not what we're going to do today. This is my very first time doing it, and I want it all on stream and to figure out how it works. So we're going to go through these steps. We're going to start by rolling on the mission matrix, which is on 257. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll keep the steps open on my hard copy book. Where's my ribbon? Extra points. Modiphius. I love it when a book comes with a bookmark ribbon. Anyways, I'll keep that open here, and then I'll use the one that you all can see for actually rolling the tables. So we're going to go 2 pages down to mission type. And so our first probability matrix roll, we're going to roll mission type 1d20. Ooh, let's go with a gold d20 for engineering, because of course, chief engineer. Our first mission is a 16, so it is a spiritual mission. Very interesting. Okay. I am going to take notes and so on, but we're going to get there. So we're going to get a spiritual mission. Let's find the spiritual mission table. Sorry, probability matrix. So in this mission, number 5, crew member has a prophetic vision. Interesting. Okay. I don't know how this is going to play into the chief engineer, but I love it. I'm excited. It sounds already very Trek. A crew member has a prophetic vision. We're going to roll an incident and theme. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of modification here with what we've got. So I'm going to say, Prophecies and Fate. That's suitably Star Trek, right? So we're going to go there. We're going to say, so we're just going to write in crew member has a prophetic vision. And then we're going to see if this works, because this is the first time I'm doing this live, and yeah, of course it overflowed. So we're just going to do that and save. So Prophecies and Fate, crew member has a prophetic vision. That is our first note. So below me, I've got like just a little bit of space for a couple of notes. And then over to the side, I have our mission tracker. So a mission goes in 3 acts. And each act has 5 scenes, and so you're trying to fill up 15 deltas to see if you succeed the mission, and we're going to roll through those and kind of see how it goes. And I've got blue deltas for successes and red deltas for failures. Those are not G's, those are zeros. They look like G's to me. All right, so we need an incident and a theme, which are both on page 267, which is going to create the inciting incident. That's advantages. Oh, no. Advantages and complications. Yeah. Themes first. So our inciting incident is number 11, a rescue. So we're going to rescue. Our theme is an 8, a marooned shuttlecraft. All right. This definitely is going to run over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a paragraph break. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to fiddle with that another time, because obviously I'm gonna need a lot more notes in this. Okay. So the chief engineer, there's a shuttlecraft that is marooned, and it is in such a situation that the transporters can't be used, and the tractor beam can't be used. And so the chief engineer has to go over with an engineering crew and fix the shuttle. And somehow this is going to come to a crew member with a prophetic vision. I like this. The shape is good. So now we need to roll to generate a starting advantage or complication. So this, we just roll a d20 and we go odds or evens. So an advantage is even. I'm going to go with command for this one. And we got a 13. A 13 is odd, which means we have a complication. So let's pop over to the complications table. I'm going to go with sciences. Roll a blue die, get a 12. Shattered chain of command, whether by outside interference or the senior commander being removed from the situation. There is no longer a clear operational command structure for the mission. Ooh. I mean, I'm the chief engineer. Does that mean I'm gone? Let's say that I don't have access to my captain. Okay, so we're gonna drop prophetic vision. We're gonna rescue shuttlecraft. We're going to lose communications. Those are our notes right now. Okay. So that was step 5. Step 6, add even more excitement to your inciting incident by rolling on the encounters matrix. Page 270. Okay, so our encounter is a 9, which is an inhabited planet. Okay, I was definitely picturing this in space, but I guess that the shuttlecraft has crashed onto a planet that has one of those really dense atmospheres that stops the communications and the transporter. It is a heavy staple in so much Star Trek. Hey, hello, Earl J. Woods. Welcome to Captain's Log. Have you played any Captain's Log yet? Because I know you have it. Okay, inhabited planet. Lost my train of thought. What I was going to say is I've been watching so much original series recently because I'd never actually watched all of the episodes in order. I'd always just caught them with my mom when I was much younger and just kind of remember flashes. And so I'm just about done season 2. I'm on the final episode of season 2 actually. So that's very exciting. Earl J. Woods. No, I just got my hard copy a few days ago. All right, well, here we go. Which hard copy? Oh, you got original series, right? Cover? You got the TOS cover? Inhabited planets. It's beautiful. Yes, TOS. Excellent. I will tell you, we need to continue talking about original series because I am so in love with it now that I am 2 seasons in. I really enjoy it. Okay. Inhabited planet. A 1. Dying colony on the verge of collapse. Begs for food and resources to stay alive. Oh, my engineer is not prepared for this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Dying colony collapsing. Begging for supplies. Oh dear. This is okay. I got it. So that is a good reason why my captain and the chain of command is not available. I've got it. I'm going to roll this all into my captain's log. Let's see. It would be nice to be able to call the captain at this point, right? I think that the captain's going to deal with that problem. But that's also going to frame everything else that's going on. As needed, generate people, places, and things you may encounter during this mission using the various probability matrices in appendixes 2 to 4. Write your opening captain's log. Okay, so I feel like we need the crew of the shuttlecraft. We need to know a little bit more about the planet. So let's get to the appendixes. I'm just pulling this up. So that's Appendix 3 is Strange New Worlds. Yeah, ship spaceborne entity creation. Right. Generate a conflict. No. Yeah. Allies and adversaries. Okay, so we're going to start at page 281. So 6 pages down. Ooh, such lovely art. Okay, so non-player archetype. Non-player characters, upbringing, environment. Interesting. Cultural traits, character goals. Non-player characters Federation outlook. Okay, lifeform origins. Yeah, beasts of the galaxy. We could go with some beasts. So let's start with the planet. We're not going to worry about... We're going to make it class M. Like, we're just going to... Well... I mean... We could have... a class K. Like, we could have it... you know what? No, it's an inhabited. Let's just go with a class M. Inhabitable, inhabited, etc. Okay, we're gonna go with the civilization. I want to start with the civilization first and know their challenges. So I rolled a 5. That's pretty low. Okay, bronze, iron. There's millions. There. Oh, okay. Yeah, transitional. Oh, I see. So these matrices assume a human Earth-like progression of technology. Yeah, second, these matrices assume that most technological development must stem from the mastery of fire. They assume standard carbon-based model. Planetary population is a highly variable number based on the rate of reproduction, how stable the planet's climate is, and how easy it is for sentient population to have access to foodstuffs. Okay. I see. Technological development level and planetary population. I think I understand what's happening on this table. Like, you don't read it directly across because you can sort of break them out and be like, okay, it's Bronze Iron Age, but we could also roll the planet's population. So let's roll that. And I got a 10. So it is still in the millions. And we're going to go with governance. Let's find out about them. We got a 6? Yeah, we got a 6. Which means transitional. We're just rolling in the same spot. Theocracy, monarchy, dictatorship. Okay. I'm not going to worry about planet modifiers, technological development, and level of planetary population. Interesting. Okay, but we're going to scoot past that. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we can roll in here. Wow, so many tables. Okay, so we're going to go with type of government. We know that it is a Bronze or Iron Age. So Prime Directive is in effect. It is an anarchy. I got a 5. The government is anarchy. So this is like fallen. Oh, just noticed a spelling mistake. Let's fix that. Prophetic. Anarchy. Cool. Well, we've got some prophetic visions, and it's spiritual. So let's find out about their religion. The anarchist society has a dualism religion, which I don't know the definition of. I guess I should go and Google dualism. Whoop. In religion, dualism means the belief in two supreme opposed powers or gods. Okay, you could get that from the name. Or sets of divine or demonic beings that cause the world to exist. Alright. Okay. Types of societies. One of the ways a society can be defined in terms of their progress. Yeah, that's fine. I'm good with Iron Age. Okay. So, I wonder how they're... Oh, okay. So maybe they've come to the ship and they're asking for... So because they're not warp capable or spacefaring, they can't ask the captain for trouble or for help. Okay, so now we want to figure out who's in the shuttle that's marooned. Maybe they think the survivors are the avatars of their opposed gods. Ooh, Earl. That's a really fun one to play with. I like it. Okay. So then let's go with that. And let's go with oh, there we go. Just playing with stuff. Let's go with a pair of people. And okay, so dying colony collapsing, begging for supplies. So what we're gonna say is anarchic duelists, and then we are going to cultural traits. I'm looking at where I want to start for the non-player characters. Yeah, okay. So let's roll archetypes first. So first one is a 15. So it's a scholar. Probably a religious scholar. Maybe a sociological, anthropological scholar. Here to check out this planet. And, they get stuck. And then the other person there with them is a 3, which is a delegate. I'm going to reroll delegate. I don't want to pull that in. I got a 3 again. That's just, it really wants to be delegate. I'm going to try a different die. We're going to go with our engineering die, which is a 2, and have clergy. Okay. Scholar and clergy. So the scholar is going to be the logic based. The clergy is going to be the faith feeling based, and they are going to be the opposing avatars of this dualistic society. Very interesting. And let's get a little bit more about the scientist. So the scholar, let's go with their goals or tactics. Let's go with tactics. The scholar is a 20. The scholar wants to trade. And I see why, you want a notebook for this. Because I'm generating so much stuff here. So, scholar trading. Clergy also here, probably also a scholar, specifically here to study. And their tactics are distraction. Okay, so like big theatrical... yes, I am the avatar of your... two opposing forces on this planet that is running low on food and supplies. So we could go hot and cold, where hot is bringing food and cold is taking away. We could go light and dark, water and fire. I like mountains. Mountains would be good. And opposite, let's do mountains and lakes, just to be fun. And so the lakes provide the life, the fishing, the food, and the mountains are where you go to seek wisdom. I missed the start of the cast. What era are you playing in? Yes. Quick recap. So my character is Chief Engineer Pines. We are post Voyager and Deep Space Nine. He is a Romulan who was raised on an Illyrian world after, leaving the Romulan Empire as a refugee. And so when Starfleet starts sort of relaxing the guidelines on genetic engineering and allowing people who have genetic modifications to enter service, he signs up, goes into the officer corps. And so I picture this, around Lower Decks time, 2380s. But he is the chief engineer. They are the chief engineer of the USS Frontrunner, a Cheyenne class with a 4 nacelles, focused on warp technology, because I got this cool fast ship. Okay, So, I think we have enough stuff that we can do our chief engineer's log and start figuring out our scenes. I'll go back to missions and so on. So we've got our mission type set up, and then that's the mission tracker, which is 15. How are we doing for time? We've done 30 minutes of generating. Let's see how quickly these scenes resolve, because I'd love to get through an entire mission in this one sitting if it can be done in an hour. So, Chief Engineer's log. We have been... Oh, wait. Don't start yet. Generate a name for the planet. So we got downtime on a ship, time intervals, name generators. Alien name, world generator, planet name generator. Okay, so we are going to... We're going to go with a designation because we haven't actually officially made first contact with this group of people. These sessions could be the basis for some interesting audio dramas. Yeah, that'd be super cool. Okay, so we're going to go with a planet name generator, which is on page 316. So I'll drop that in for people to take a look at. Here it is. First D20, designation alpha, rolled a 1. Letter, I rolled a 1 again. Alpha 1? I'm gonna re-roll that. 19. All right, Alpha E. Yeah, so this is a random world with a Starfleet survey name. Yeah, and we don't know the actual name of the system because we haven't made first contact. This mission with the shuttle was probably the sort of thing where they would, just take a look. But of course, something always goes wrong. So, Chief Engineer's log. We have approached surveyed planet Alpha E on a mission to recover a downed Federation science shuttle. The scientists who ventured to Alpha E had set up their exploratory mission to investigate the primitive culture pre-warp on this Class M planet with interesting environmental features, including let's get some technobabble. Including here we are. Significant amount of kinoplasmic radiation in the upper atmosphere, which, of course, we all know kinoplasmic radiation. Let's actually check it out. Kinoplasmic. Was it made up for... Oh, no, it's in memory alpha. It's a type of radiation that adversely affects computer systems. In 2371, the USS Voyager was struck by a kinoplasmic radiation surge from a subspace anomaly. This caused a malfunction in the doctor's program, causing him to experience an elaborate delusion in which he was Louis Zimmerman and Voyager was the hologram. Oh, I love that episode because it's got Barclay. A significant concentration of kinoplasmic radiation in the upper atmosphere. The shuttle was intended to be shielded as it began its descent, but obviously something went wrong. They have missed their check-in, and I, as chief engineer, have been assigned to take an away team to the surface, repair the shuttle if possible, and recover the 2 scientists as the utmost. Since this civilization is pre-warp, the prime directive is in effect, and we should avoid all contact with the locals if possible. Of course, we know that that's not going to be the case. So we still have to figure out a prophetic vision. We're rescuing the shuttlecraft. We lose communications as we go down. Anarchic duelists, and they need supplies. Okay. So first scene has definitely got to be how we fly down to the planet. And do we get down with our shuttle's computers intact? So, I am taking crew on this away mission, which, let's see if I can find the page real quick. There is ship actions, your Starfleet gameplay. Anyways, basically what you do is you're able to take a group down with you, and then you get their department ability that you can use to roll. Take at least 2 yellow shirts. Yeah, I should probably take some security, hey? I mean, it makes sense to bring the engineering team. We're not expecting to land. Maybe we should do an opening scene where we see if there's a settlement nearby. I'm going to say that we can't scan through, and we're just going to have to do our best. And so they will send security with us because we're going in fairly blind. So we'll rely on my engineering alone, and we'll take a detachment of security yellow shirts as our away team. So that's only security 2, which is the same as my security 2, but at least it's some crew that I can rely on, which also means I'm probably going to have to fly the shuttle down, which I'm okay at. It's not as bad as my straight theory science. I'm more of a get under the hood kind of mechanic, kind of engineer. But I would definitely say that this is a daring con, because I'm picturing turbulent atmosphere and timing it with radiation, like surges and spikes. And so I've got to get through. Maybe it's careful. Maybe it's control. I think I talked myself into control. I think escaping might be daring, but I think it's control con. Okay. First roll of mission 1, Prophecies and Fate. Okay, so this is control plus con is 11. I rolled 2d20. I need at least 1 success. I got an 18 and an 11, which is just enough. Okay, so I get the 11, and we are flying down towards the planet. I have a scientist lieutenant reading out the sensor information and telling me when to bank and when to move. The security lieutenants are hanging on, checking their gear, or maybe they're strapped in, but they're looking around kind of wild-eyed, and maybe pull an engineering ensign to take them on this mission as well, and sort of mentor them. And we just barely make it through, but it is a success. We don't gain any momentum. We don't generate any threat. We are able to land our ship with the computers intact. So we have a working shuttle as we hit the ground. How many times have you flown through a Class 4 ion storm? Oh, lots of times. In the simulator. I like it. That is definitely... Earl, do you want to give a name to our science lieutenant? and species, and you can name who's on the sensors right now. Okay, but that's our first scene, and I just pop this right here, and we get one success. That's 1 out of 15, and it took us 15 minutes to get there. So let's move a little bit. So second scene, we come down. Our ship is in good shape, and so we're going to have to sort of keep it low to make sure that we don't get the attention of any locals, and we'll scan for signs of a Federation shuttle, of technology and so on. Ensign Kadir, human from Mars. Right. Human from Mars. Security's name is Kita Earthly, says Coffee. All right. So we have 2 security lieutenants, and the senior one will be Kita Earthly. Coffee. What is their species? Okay. So second scene, we gotta scan. We gotta find them out. I think that this would definitely be something that Ensign Kadir does. But unfortunately, I focused on the security. So I'm going to say we go to the probability matrix. So the probability matrix is on page 254. So because I'm not actually rolling this, and we don't have the ship to roll it, and I didn't bring the science people. Oh, Kita Earthly is a Tellarite. Awesome person. Are they like a standard Tellarite that is very argumentative, or are they kind of more level-headed and sort of cross the expectation of their species and their culture? Probability matrix. So how likely is it that we find them on our first scan? I would say we don't know where they went down. We know where they were headed. So I'd say it's 50-50. Let's go with that. Coffee says they try to be more level-headed to make Starfleet proud, but they don't always succeed. I like Kita Earthly. So let's just go 50-50. 1 to 10, it's a yes. 11 to 20, it's a no. Second scene, no. We scan, we stay low to the ground, and we search around, but the computers can pick up no evidence of functioning Federation technology or even of a broken shuttle at this point. That's tough. Okay, so that is a failure in our second scene. So we're still in the first act. We got 3 more scenes to go. What would be the next thing we do? We're going to try and boost communications, and we're going to raise them on comms. So I think Chief Engineer Pines is going to get the... they're going to land in an elevated position and attempt to boost communications and hope that the Federation ship has enough working systems to at least receive a communication. And so that's going to be... I'm going to call this our first engineering task. And so I'm going to try and work kind of like overcharge, throw a little bit of extra power at the communications array. And I would say that this is the sort of thing that takes a fair amount of time. So we'll have security out patrolling and checking the area for safety, while Pines and the ensign work on the engineering, and Ensign Kadir sort of scans the local area. So Chief Engineer Pines is definitely more of a like, let's try something wild in engineering. So this kind of work, they find it boring, and so I'm going to use control rather than reason, because it's more about keeping their focus. So target number is still 14 though, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna roll this. I got a 12 and a 16, so that is one success. Night begins to fall when Chief Engineer Pines finally gets the improvements to the comm system upgraded. They haven't been able to reach the USS Frontrunner through the atmospheric interference, but they are able to, I'd say, pick up a transponder coming from let's go with a probability matrix and say within a day's walk would be somewhat probable. And so that's 1 to 12, yes. We got a 3. Within a day's walk away. So we will leave one of the security lieutenants at the ship. And then, no, we'll just lock up the ship. We'll take everybody with us. So we got 2 security, we got my ensign, and we got our science ensign. And the 5 of us will... Well, it's getting dark. Let's start out in the morning. They've been here for a while. They can handle another night. Which, of course, means we're going to have to complicate this a little bit. Because that is our scene 3, which is a success. We know where they are. This is a great time for the prophetic vision to come into play. So, what is gonna happen? So let's roll an encounter. Or should we roll a complication? I think we should roll an encounter. So, type of encounter. No. Let's roll a complication. Or a threat. Generating random threat spends. Okay. I think we should roll a complication. So, we are going to say odd. It is... we've got 2 named characters right now. So, odd, it is Ensign Kadir, and even, it is Lieutenant Kita Earthly. So, it's a crew member. Odd. So, Ensign Kadir, the human from Mars, gets a 7. Disease outbreak. The outbreak of a plague or contagion gravely affects the environment, forcing sanitation to be of even greater concern and more precautions taken to prevent infection. So how do we work this into a prophetic vision? As we're all sitting around a low fire in the evening, sort of chatting and speaking, Chief Pines notices that Ensign Kadir has started just picking at their food. Earl, let me know pronouns on Ensign Kadir. That sounds like a male name, but let me know if you have a yeah. Let me know if you have a preference. He, they. Excellent. Ensign Kadir, he, they, is picking what's that word? Just picking over their food. And suddenly begins to look around nervously and sweat heavily and say, the death of the lakes has come. Death has come to the rivers and to the waters. And they fall backwards and like let's go real creepy as like they begin to cry, but like it's far too much water. It's clearly like something like it's pooling out of their eyes and down their body. And Chief Engineer Pines has a significant amount of first aid training. They took a bunch of first aid courses in Starfleet Academy. Dramatic music. Cut to commercial. Yeah, perfect. And so when we come back from the commercial break, as Kadir has dropped on the ground and as saying the sickness has engulfed the safe waterways, Pines comes down with the tricorder. Engineering tricorder, not exactly great for this situation, but attempts to do a daring medicine. And this is our scene 4. 14 is my target number, and I got a 6 and a 17, so that is a success. I am able to stabilize Ensign Kadir, and they say that all they can remember are these flashes and images of suffering, of famine, of disease, and they worry that the worst has yet to come. We are 4 scenes in, so we're just about done Act 1, which means this will need to be a traveling scene. So it's a montage of us coming down the mountain and traveling towards the transponder beacon. Let's do daring security. No, fitness. It's fitness security. It's fitness security if the woods are dangerous, but because of the way that Chief Engineer Pines operates, they are trying to become a leader. Their goal is to become a captain in their own right. And so we're going to do fitness command as Pines leads the way, making sure that Kadir is drinking lots of water and checking in on them. And let's pull up my 2 command dice. So fitness command, target number 12. Ooh, we got a 9 and an 8. That is the first time I have generated momentum. So by getting 2 successes, I generate momentum and I get to get an advantage. So that's on page 275. And I'm going to use it right away. You can save it and like use it for a reroll later or to buy off threat, but I am going to roll it and get a 9 for friendly aliens. Okay. Friendly alien encounter. So we're going to roll this. An unexpected encounter. An unexpected encounter with friendly aliens. Either an old ally or a new acquaintance aids with your mission. Rolled a 1. Advanced medical help? That's a weird one to pull. Ferengi Mercy Mission. Oh, I don't know if this planet has anything that they can trade, but that's pretty fun actually to show up and okay, yeah, we can work this in. And Earl, I love that. Mystic Waters. Ooh, Mystic Waters. Ferengi Mercy. Okay. Oh, you know what? I was gonna roll on the table, but now I'm just really, really excited to have Ferengis wanting to sell distilled water from, like psychically charged mystic waters. And so yes, we are going to do that. We travel for a little bit over a day, and in the early, or like, for the better part of the day, having started early and coming down the mountain, and eventually we come to a small settlement. The sun is high in the sky. It is early afternoon. It's a clear day, and we can see this small fishing settlement with a large temple structure built up and over a series of lakes and sort of connected waterways. And prominent within this small Iron Bronze Age settlement is a bulbous taupe Ferengi shuttle, and in front of it is a large banner with a Ferengi symbol for medical aid, and there are lines and crowds of people, and they are coming to the Ferengi for treatment for a sickness. They all look as if they are sickly, and I don't want to get into specific details. And every person who trades for this medical aid is bringing an offering of ritual water. Okay. So Prophecies and Fate. Maybe not. It's going to be Prophecies and Profit now. I think that is our mission title. And so we still need to rescue the shuttlecraft. Our communications were lost. They are begging for supplies. Trading with Ferengi. Oh, thank you. Earl J. Wood says, brilliant. Prophecies and Profit. Okay, so that's Act 1. And that was a success with momentum because we have these Ferengi here. We're at 8 o'clock. I'm having fun. Let's keep going. We knocked out that first act in about half an hour, but really, like in the last 15 minutes, we're getting rolling. We're learning how to play. I think that this can easily be done in an hour. This one's going to be like an hour and a half. So, Chief Engineer Pines, first thought is, I got to report this into the captain. But, of course, I can't because our upgraded comms are back on the shuttle, and my comm badge isn't going to get through the interference. So, do I have to convince the Ferengi to conform to the Prime Directive? But they're helping these people. Oh, what are my values? Adapt to the universe. Starfleet is the second home. A good mystery is irresistible. I make the ship go. So adapt to the universe. I think that Pines is not huge on the Prime Directive for this one. Okay, so I don't want to be noticed by the people or the Ferengi at this point. I want to get the lay of the land and find our transponder. So we're going to surreptitiously pull out our tricorders, and we are going to try and get a closer lock on the transponder now that we're near it. So we're going to scan. I'm not great at it, so we're going to go back to the probability matrix. Because it's going to be Ensign Kadir again. I'd say that it is probable now. We already know that it's here. It's unlikely that it's going to be shielded. So I'm going to say probable. Yes, 1 to 15. No, 16 to 20. Yeah, I got a 2. So in our first scene, we come into the village and we are able to find it. But that's not the challenge. The challenge here is to go in stealthily and without grabbing attention. You know what? I've got this entire cup of tea Earl Grey hot. And it's not hot anymore because I have been way too invested in this story. And all I've done is pilot the ship and walk through some mountains. And some pretty good first aiding. So we're going to move stealthily. I'm leading this. I think it's going to be one of my worst roles. It's going to be an insight security. Maybe this is where I bring in the security team. It's the same role. Because our ship is security 2. We don't have the best of the best in our security. Okay. So it's the same role. Insight security. We're watching for people. We're trying to find our way in. So it is a 10. Here we go. Okay, I got a 6 and a 9. We do it with momentum. All right. I like the ability of going momentum right away. So let's do it. Momentum is page 275. There we go. Yeah. So our momentum is a 5. Danger revealed. Yeah, this is great. Okay, I also like just playing with the Sirenscape a little bit. I got one preset called Cultists. I wonder if that would work. Yeah, let's throw some distant chanting up and see how that fits. Nice. Danger from where? One of the indigenous inhabitants of this planet or one of the Ferengi? The scholar or the clergy? That's right. We don't know. I love it. Okay, so we've got danger revealed. So we're going to find out what our danger revealed table tells us. 12. Computer archive search turns up danger. Okay, so this is what happens. We're going to throw this to a security person who is being diligent. Yeah. Okay. We are moving in carefully, building to building, avoiding being noticed, which is not too difficult because the people of this planet appear completely focused on the Ferengi and getting healthy and trading in this situation. However, one of the security lieutenants, and we will have it be Lieutenant Kita, turns to Commander Pines, Lieutenant Commander, and says, Commander Pines, I've done a registry search on that Ferengi vessel, and it is owned by a notorious Ferengi pirate and con artist. I don't think that whatever medicine they are giving the inhabitants is going to be as effective as they'd hoped. So now we have to reveal the Ferengis as charlatans. Oh, there's so many things up in the air. This ties back to the prophetic vision, though, because, of course, the medicine is only temporary. So let's throw that in. So let's do Ferengi medicine temporary, and hopefully that doesn't run over. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then what was that before? It was begging for supplies. Yeah, so perfect. So we just clean up our notes a little bit. And we had a prophetic vision. All right. We find the transponder, and I am always a fan of something strange in like a really really regular setting, and so it brings us to a gaming hall, which of course Pines is happy about. He's pretty good at gambling, and at the center of one of these sort of like gaming tables is a pile of Federation technology that is being bartered back and forth. And one of them is the shuttle's transponder. And so, Hooded, the crew comes in, and they say, they have a quick conference. Can we steal it back? Can we figure out where they got it from? Because I'm going to say that nobody around the table looks like they're Federation scientists. They look like locals. And of course, we've been cosmetically modified so that we can fit in, and we're wearing replicated clothing that matches local fashions, just in case. And Pines goes, I can win it. So, they sit down at the table and buy in with a really nice jewel, like a ring, like a really nice piece of jewelry. Way to Prime Directive. Good job. Thank you. And so we'll put a nice ring on the table, and the locals kind of look at it and nod, and we get to the gambling. Now, gambling is one of my focuses. And so I believe if I succeed, I get an automatic advantage because my focus applies. So that is on page 57, 84, 197. So let's go to 57. Nope. Focuses, yeah. Focus is short. Each officer goes through rigorous training. That is not the explanation. That is how to generate them. So, focuses 197. If the character has a focus that applies to the current task and they roll a number or equal less than their discipline rank, they immediately create an advantage or roll in the advantage table. Okay. So you don't get it. You do have to roll lower. So it's just like increasing your critical range in Star Trek Adventures. So let's gamble. It's going to be daring because Pines is definitely a daring type of gambler, and I'd say that it's probably Command because they're very much like leading with force of personality and bluffing and like that sort of stuff, not the security style of bluffing. But oops, I'll get a little pop up there. Okay. So we are daring Command, and if I roll a 3 or less on either die, I do get an advantage automatically because of my gambling focus. I got a 7 and a 9. My target number was 14, so that is a success with advantage on its own. I am eventually going to have these page numbers memorized, but oh, wait, not an advantage. Momentum, because advantage is something that you get off of the beginning, and momentum is something that you generate here. Did I up that? We're at 5. Yeah, so I started the new scene. We succeeded at finding the transponder, and I forgot to mark that, so we're at 6 scenes out of 15. We're doing great. Random momentum spends, so 275. Okay, what did we get for momentum? I got a 16, which is a refuge. Oh, that's great. You discover a safe location or means of delaying a foe, at least temporarily. Oh, I'm loving this. Natural 20. Temporal dilation buys you time? Oh, things got weird. Oh, we're going to tie it into the spiritualism, though. Okay. So, after about 30 minutes of good-natured gambling, Pines has a large pile of stuff in front of them. Federation technology, local jewelry, some barter goods, and so on. Someone in front of that he's been playing with begins to cough heavily, because everybody is pretty sick. And then we'll go back to Ensign Kadir, who is sort of sitting at the bar and reaches for a drink, but their arm passes over an offering sort of basin of the water, and the water reaches up and wraps around Kadir's hand. Everybody in the area pauses and begins to exclaim, but then the whole scene freezes, and Kadir turns and looks at Pines and says, "There is some presence here, Commander, and they wish us to find our people." And as all these people are sort of frozen around, there seems to be some sort of divine intervention happening, buying us time to get out. And as we stand up, we see that Pines maybe wasn't having as friendly a time at the gambling table as they thought, because one of the people has got like a knife held under the table and looks pretty disgruntled from the camera's point of view. Ensign Kadir will lead us. Pines will grab the transponder and any other Federation technology, and they will head out into the night, being led by something with water, like droplets of water, a stream of water sort of through the air, and Kadir sort of like running their hands along it. And I think this advantage, because it's a refuge, glowy water funnel, absolutely, leads us to the clergy, and the scholar. That so we got that success on that scene. That was our 7th scene. We're halfway through. We're almost done the act, and we find that there is a large excavation in the town, at the bottom of which has got a little bit of groundwater in it. And as we sort of like head down the side of this excavation, which looks as if it is some sort of quarry or mine or something, there is a side tunnel with the shuttle that has been flown in there under cover of darkness and hidden. And so we find let me check the notes again. We have the clergy person who is all into it, and we have the scholar who's into trading. So I'm gonna say that we find the scholar there, and let's do species generation, which is creating your starship. Life path creation. Step 1, species. We are on page 93. Oops. Sorry about that. So, era is original series era. Species is a Tholian. Oh, we're gonna re-roll that. I don't want to mess with some Tholians. 14. A Kazinti. All right. A large orange and dark furred cat person. Gender. I don't think we have a gender table here, so we're going to. All right. Gender non-binary is they them. And we're going to do another one of these. We'll do Zinti name generator. They don't have that, so we'll just do Cation. And their name is Dr. Dr. Stash. Dr. Stash. S apostrophe dash. Dr. Stash. It's Stash. Yes, Dr. Stash. That's what I said. It's Stash. And I would say that I am suffering succut ash. Oh, he speaks like Sylvester now. Suffering succotash. That's my best Sylvester impression. I thought it was pretty good. So his motivation is trading. So I definitely think that he's bad. They are bad. And they brought the Ferengi here. So the question is, does Pines figure that out? So I'm going to say that is an insight, not great at it. Security, okay at it. So this is a 10. Oh, I got a 2 and a 13. So I do succeed. And so we'll pump up this scene. So we arrive at the ship, and Dr. Satash says, Starfleet? Of course. It's you've thank you for coming, but you've taken so long. My colleague and I, we had to find a way to integrate with the society once our ship had crashed, and of course that was very difficult for me. But and so I have been staying by the ship, whereas my colleague, let's roll. 15 is next generation era, which is a 16. We got a Sicarian. What's a Sicarian? Humanoid inhabitants of the planet Sicaris in the Delta Quadrant. Remarkably pleasure-oriented people. I mean, they're human-looking, so they could probably pass for whatever this species is, but they're from the Delta Quadrant, so let's roll again. 17 is a Soon-type android. Oh, that's weird. Oh, thank you, Coffee says that my Sylvester was actually pretty good. A Soon-type android. Okay. And you're the one who studies religion? Okay, a Soon-type android, designed to study religions, has found itself acting as the avatar of the lake spirit on this planet, Alpha E. And this Kzinti is acting as the mountain spirit because they have had to scare away a number of workers from this area. But as Dr. Satash is telling this story to us, and that their colleague, Soon-type android name. Data, lore, B4, Chronicle. With their pallid complexion and robotic mannerisms, they were taken for a pure representation of the lake spirit, and they have been held in the central temple. So, Chronicle in temple. And we've had our prophetic vision, but we haven't done that. We've lost communications, but I'm going to pull that out because we got it. We know. And then I did figure out. So I don't need to say that. Pines did figure out. So as Satash is relaying this, there is a chirp on their communicator, and a Ferengi voice comes through, at which point security pulls out their phasers set on stun, and they say, "Drop the communicator." And I say, "What is the meaning of this, Dr. Stash?" He says, "It's Satash. The Ferengi offered significant portions of latinum to have access to this incredible market. The water on Alpha E that these people worship has some sort of active psychic ingredient, and the Ferengi wished to distill it into some sort of spirits of spirits, if you will. God liquor." And that is the mission. And so we find out that Dr. Satash has done this back alley deal to bring the Ferengi in and trade this. So we're going to have to break up this deal. We've got Satash in custody, but we still need to let's see, we're 8 scenes in, so we got 9 and 10 still to go for Act 2. So we have to... Okay, we got to fix the shuttlecraft. We need to rescue Chronicle. And we need to expose the Ferengi medicine. Oh, but taking the medicine away... How do we do that without... They have temporary relief. Is there a way to give them medicine without breaking the Prime Directive? Because it's going to get bad. It's going to get bad at the beginning of Act 3. First, let's work on fixing the ship. We secure Dr. Satash, and I attempt to work on the ship, which is going to be a daring engineering because I'm trying to do it fast, and that bunch of hardwiring and working and whatnot. At 16, it's my best. And I've also got to focus in system maintenance. So this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm good at. And I did get it. I got 2 successes, and I rolled underneath my discipline. So I do generate momentum. You never generate multiple momentum. In this case, I'm not going to go for an immediate momentum spend. I'm going to save momentum, and I'll have a reroll or be able to buy off threat later. So that's our scene here. That doesn't quite end Act 2. I think what we'll do is we'll secure Dr. Kazinti. And we'll lie to the Ferengi and tell them that Kazinti needs to, that Dr. Satash needs to see them. And then we can take some Ferengis prisoner and maybe get rid of their ship and arrest them. Okay, so we're going to do some lying, which is going to be presence, command. Presence security is probably better, which is 11 for me. And so Commander Pines gets on the Ferengi comms and says in his best Satash impression, "There's been a malfunction at the ship, and I need assistance immediately." Let's see if it worked. So I said presence, security. So target number is 11. I rolled a 1 and an 18. So we do succeed, ending off the second act as the Ferengi are heading towards the ship. Now, we are going to attempt to take them prisoner. So we'll say that, half the Ferengi contingent comes down, the rest continue handing out their fake medicine. We come back from commercial break, and wow, it's 8:30 already. Where does the time go? Almost done, or beginning Act 3. Beginning Act 3 right now. 5 more scenes, and then we finish this up. And we did fix the shuttlecraft. The shuttlecraft is fixed. So now we just have the Ferengi medicine is temporary, which of course is going to happen right now. People are going to start getting sicker in this act. Some of my friends are playing Baldur's Gate. Little pop-ups. We're going to fight the Ferengi. We got to stop them. So this is going to be daring security. I brought the security team. So I think in this case, I'm just going to say that our roles are the same, but we're gonna help each other. So I'm gonna say it's like I have a focus, which is not that great. But if I get a 2, oh, that's not good. Oh no. Okay. My target number was 13, and I rolled double 16s. So do I use the momentum to re-roll this, or do I lose this fight to the Ferengi? I'm going to use the momentum to re-roll. So target number 13. We saved that momentum for a reason. We got a 5. That is a success. We are going to ambush the Ferengi, stun them all. There are combat rules where you roll and you deal hits, but there are a bunch of Ferengi, and I specifically brought, like, the Ferengi pirates. They probably do have some good fighting, but I brought security. So I think that this is going to work in this case. We open up Act 3 by stunning half of the Ferengi, and we're going to try and duplicate their codes so that we have access to their ship. That's going to be our second scene in Act 3. I'm not great at this. This is definitely going to be Ensign Kadir's wheelhouse. And so it's going to be control science using the department from the ship, which is a 2 instead of my 1. It could be engineering, though. No, it's science to break in. Yeah, we'll go science. Control science is a 10. Next scene. Here we go. I rolled double 1s. That's amazing. All right, so we're just going to get momentum again. And we're going to succeed on this scene. We have a way into the Ferengi ship. We're at 12 scenes, so we have 13, 14, 15. We have 3 scenes left. So what we want to do is we want the Ferengi ship to take off. We want to rescue Chronicle. And we want to get away without being seen. So I've got the story kind of laid out in my head. We sneak back up. It's dark now. We have command codes to the ship. And we input the commands that have the Ferengi ship power up and blare out a warning klaxon, trying to convince all of the Ferengi to rush back on board their ship so that we can force it to take off. So that is going to be a daring security. Might be present security. I think present security makes more sense. All right, present security, and our target number is 11. Here we go. Can we convince the Ferengi to get back onto their ship? I do have momentum, and I rolled an 8 and a 9. So I would gain more momentum, but I already have it, and we succeed. Their ship goes on to what is a Ferengi version of a red alert, and they rush back on board to see what the problem is. We use the command codes to set in an automatic course overriding helm control to take them up and fly them to the USS Frontrunner. Hopefully, security on the Frontrunner will run their registries and get the same information that Lieutenant Kita found for us, and that might deal with the Ferengi. But we knew that the medicine was only temporary, and people are beginning to get sicker. Now that the Ferengi ship has taken off into orbit, people are wailing in the streets. This sickness that they thought had been delivered from them, with these creatures that said they came from the mountain, is failing, and the creatures have left in their flying ship, and the priests, the populace, people begin to come out of the temple and everything. And you know what the problem is? I haven't done enough study to know if we can cure this disease, because the thought process that I had was that we would make it a blessing from Chronicle and just kind of like say that they had pleased their water god by driving away the false creatures from who claimed that they were from the mountain god. But I'm not that great with medicine. Okay. All right. We are going to have to try and solve this. So, I take Ensign Kadir aside, and they and I are going to try and use a tricorder to scan the locals and see if there is medicine that we can synthesize. I feel like this isn't based on my skills. Because it's a time thing, we gotta go with the probability matrix, where basically, is this something that can be handled by our very little knowledge and just like some hyposprays, or is this something that requires significant investment by medical professionals? And let's see, it's an Iron Age civilization, so it's probably a plague style thing, and the Ferengi's solution was just temporary. So but a hypospray would probably be able to deal with something like bubonic plague. So I'm going to say that it is somewhat improbable. I mean, the thing that... no, because the Ferengis would be able to just cure it. They have great medicine. So if they only had a temporary one, it's going to be somewhat improbable. It would have been improbable if it was probably anyone other than the Ferengi, but the Ferengi most likely just wanted to get people to continue coming back. Oh, it's big pharma. That's what it is. It's, they could keep trading more of their temporary cure for more of the water. And so that actually leads me to more of a 50-50, that this is a simple plague that we could deal with. So I'm going to go 50-50. I like it because it's Ferengi. If it had been somebody else that was like solidly medically advanced but not profit motivated, then it might have been unlikely. But we're going to go 50-50. So on a 1 to 10, we can deal with this with a hyperspray. I got a 15. I have momentum. I want to reroll it. Let's try it. I got a 6. All right. Okay. So that is our scene. And we call it a success. I missed I must have missed a scene. I think we're at 14. No, oh, I see what happened, because I can't math. So if I just do that, I think I can drop it down to a 13. There we go. So, Commander, this plague is very similar to some old Earth plagues that ravaged through the world. And although quite virulent, we can handle it with our modern technology if you feel that we can bend the Prime Directive in this situation. And I will say, Ensign, we need to do our best to maintain this civilization's direction of evolution. But the Dr. Satash and their Ferengi friends have already introduced the concept of fantastic medicine. I think the best way to move them back to their regular course is to show that that was a grift, and to restore their faith in their religion. So, we are going to pose as acolytes of Chronicle, who has been brought out to see the leaving ship. And we are going to, through the bounty of the Lake Spirit, hand out hyposprays at Chronicle's direction. So we're going to try and convince Chronicle that this is a good idea and that they need to go along with us. So we're going to go up and we're going to use Daring Command, which is a target number of 14. And this is our finale scene. I have no momentum this time, so I have no rerolls. I rolled a 1 and a 16, so that is a success. We come up into the crowd as people are wailing and moaning and saying the mountain god has forsaken us. They have lied to us. These creatures that came from the ground actually were liars from the sky. And Chronicle is there, sort of befuddled and unsure, wanting to help them. But then Chief Pine stands up and says, Avatar, surely you have a gift that these people might receive because they have suffered so. Surely they have proven that their spirits are strong and they deserve your boon. And then just shows a hypospray hidden, and Chronicle, oh yes, of course. And Chronicle asks us to come up, and my away team comes up and starts surreptitiously giving Chronicle hyposprays set to cure this. And Chronicle sort of leans in and says, this is highly irregular. Are you certain that we should be getting this involved? And Chief Pines is like, you are a manifestation of their god. We're involved. Let's heal some people while we're here. And the episode will end as Chronicle just sort of gives people hyposprays. And we at least cure this one village. And that is the end of our mission. So let's check out. I'm just switching back to the Sirenscape away from the creepy music. Maybe. There we go. All right. How do we end our mission? Downtime. Generating different mission types. That's the encounters. So it's got to be momentum and threat spends. I I definitely saw it. It must be under mission rules rather than... Yeah. Momentum and threat, establishing and challenging your values. Definitely probably challenged the Prime Directive. Taking action, combat, using your ship. Here, you know what? You can flip through as I flip through. Why go solo? Guided play. Playing, launching, closing advice. Yeah, there we go. The fantastic finale, how to end a session. Was any new technology developed? What happened to it? Was any extensive damage done to the ship? Involving antagonists, how is justice served? Do they go to trial? Yeah. Okay. Were there any relationships, personal, political, improved? Has your reputation with Starfleet improved? Was anyone injured during the mission? Did anyone die during the mission? If an enemy perished, how did they die? And then we have captains, reflections. Okay. So I would say that because we succeeded with a fair amount of advantage, we got 14 successful scenes against 1 failure scene. The captain probably thinks that we comported ourselves well. We held as well to the Prime Directive as we could, with a fair amount of pretty good in non-interference. We recovered a fair amount of Federation tech, and we uncovered this plot by a Federation doctor working with con artists and pirates. And we also sent the ship to them, which captured in a tractor beam. We can assume. Let's not assume. Let's go to the probability matrix and say that it is somewhat probable that they were captured, but there's still the chance that they weren't because the Frontrunner couldn't necessarily scan all the way as it was happening. I got a 15, somewhat probable. No. The Ferengi in the ship were able to get control back as they left the planet, and seeing the USS Frontrunner, they immediately went off to warp, leaving their compatriots behind and getting away. The ones on the ground that we stunned, we take into custody along with Dr. Satash. We repaired the shuttle, and so we're able to fly both shuttles back out. And yeah, no one was injured, no one died. So, Chief Engineer's Log supplemental. In Starfleet, you're never sure what's going to happen on a routine find and repair mission. We're going to need to find out why Ensign Kadir had such a connection to this local intelligence, how they were able to foresee a moment in the future that this intelligence had seen coming. The spiritual nature of this planet merits further investigation, but that's not my department. I'm just happy that we got everybody back and that we didn't have to leave any of our technology behind to further influence the peoples of Alpha E. And we roll credits. Okay, so we got that done in, about 2 hours. And there was a bit of faffing about at the beginning. I didn't get started right away. And like I said, if you're actually sort of streaming this, I think that you roll up the setup first, start with the captain's log, and then you go into the events. But I wanted to step through the entire, solo journaling experience for the first time on screen, on camera, so that you could see what it was like and see if you enjoy it. I thought that was a really cool story, and it absolutely did not go where I was expecting. When I rolled the marooned shuttle, I figured it would be something in space, and I would like spacewalk over and be working on the ship, and something would happen. But we ended up with a planet with an Iron Age society, and we get some like real classic like I put on a disguise and hang out with the aliens, which is some good Trek. So I really enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that as well. I think I will definitely play a couple more of these on stream on the sort of off nights, as the mood strikes me. Earl J. Wood says, good stuff. Earl, can't wait to hear about your Captain Log solo adventures. And thanks for throwing in so many cool ideas and helping get that moving. Sort of maintained Prime Directive and distributed medicine to Iron Age aliens. Prophecies and Profit. Mission 1 of Lieutenant Commander Pines, who is really hoping to get a mission in space where they can make the ship do things. Yeah, okay. So, various other things. Our Supernatural one-shot is live on YouTube right now. The first episode is out. You should definitely watch that right now or tomorrow or Wednesday morning, because Wednesday night we are playing the second part. Katie, who plays Jerry on Hellbreakers, is the game master for that, and I get to play as a hunter. So really exciting, really, really fun. That's going to be live 8 p.m. Mountain Time on twitch.tv/SkyhammerPress, and then the episode will be out a little bit later. I hope everybody is excited for the second season of Wheel of Time. If you're rewatching the first season of Wheel of Time, our after show and actual play, The Wrathful Blight, is all on YouTube at Skyhammer Press, yada yada, the regular YouTube. So, if you want to revisit the first season, that might be a fun way to do it before the second season comes out on Friday. We got another bunch of one-shots coming, including Cyberpunk Slice, Old Gods of Appalachia, Avatar Legends, Acton Cthulhu, and possibly another Sentience 2D20. And Acton Cthulhu Viva la Resistance is in stores now in North America. You can go pick it up and take pictures of you with it, and tag me in Instagram or Twitter X posts at SkyhammerK on X, Twitter, and at Skyhammer Press everywhere else, because I want to see you with the book. And that's about it. So thank you so much for watching, and see you hopefully on Wednesday. Bye.